यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्तिः रामकृष्णे स्थिता ह्य सर्वविद्यास्वरूपां तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्. My salutations to Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi. She is established in Sri Ramakrishna, just like the burning power exists in the fire, and she is the embodiment of the divine wisdom. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, the last two paras are left out of this hymn now. Previous time, we saw how the love of Holy Mother towards Sister Nivedita, then Josephine MacLeod, our Sister Christine are available, and how Nivedita's love also towards Mother. All these things we saw. And we were discussing Tam Sharadam Devi, Bhakti Vijnana Dhatri. You are the bestower of the Bhakti, the divine love, and Vijnana, that is the supreme knowledge, or the experience, the knowledge of experience, or the knowledge born out from the experience. How to understand this? The love, divine love is what here mean. I want God and God alone. I don't want anything else. The God alone is real. The self alone is real. Conscious alone is real. So this type of understanding and putting into practice, this both includes bhakti and vijnana. Many of us, we are aware of it. But we want world, we want to enjoy the world, we want to have the worldly pleasures, and we want God also. There is no wrong in it, of course. That's how our religion, our search for religion begins. But here, our goal should be the experience of consciousness, the experience of divinity at all times, not only at some point of time, during meditation, or morning, or evening, no, at all times. This is what the scripture says. So that's what, she is the bestower of that bhakti and vijnana. Why? Because she is the power of that whole universe. And as we know that from Advaita point of view, the Brahman, with the help of Maya, he projects this universe, this world. And that Maya is taken the form, in the form of universal mother, that is Holy Mother Sri Sharda Devi. So if she graces us, then the Maya, the ignorance has been removed. Then what happens? The knowledge alone exists. The experience that I am that self, I am that Brahman alone exists, or I can experience the self, or divinity, or the God, supreme self. That's why her grace is paramount. Once, Swami Vijnananandaji, an apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, was initiating disciples. So he used to give Sri Ramakrishna's mantra. Once it so happened, Sri Ramakrishna appeared to him and said, "What is this? You are giving only my mantra. You are not giving Holy Mother's mantra. If her mantra is not given, then how the people get freedom, that is spiritual realization. So better you start giving her mantra also." So here the essence is, she is the Maya Shakti, Maya Dhisha. So she is the Lord of this Maya. So if her grace is false on us as a spiritual aspirant, then it is easy, or just in a spur of moment, we can realize, we can experience that divinity, the Supreme Self. And the last line of that para is, Daya Swarupam Pranamami Nitya. You are the embodiment of compassion. You are the embodiment of grace. Daya Swarupam Pranamami. I shall bow down to you. When? Only morning and evening. Only when I am in difficulties. Whenever I have got problems, adverse circumstances? No. Nityam, this one word Nityam is beautiful. It gives a lot of clear understanding. Nityam means every day, all times. Means I will be surrendering at your divine feet, at your lotus feet, so that I will be taken care. Why? Because you are the embodiment of grace and compassion. The question may come, Swamiji, because she is the embodiment of compassion, embodiment of mercy, that then why should we surrender at her feet? Why should we think about her? If not, then her compassion will not fall on us. That means her compassion is what, limited? Is it calculative? Is it selfish? That question may come. For an example, I am good with someone because we had a good relationship. Because of some reason, our relationship get broken, then immediately my helping also gets stopped. So in most of our mundane affairs, all our love, compassion, helping nature, most of the time, it is very calculative. It is very, logical. I mean, it depends. It depends on so many situations and etc. But whereas in her life, in her case, it is not so. Then why should we bow down to her? Why should we surrender to her? If you ask, it is only to make ourselves fit. Like Sri Ramakrishna says, the divine grace is ever flowing, but only we should make ourselves fit to receive it. Just like there is a 3G, 4G waves, but only when we put on our mobile, that particular internet switch, then I will be able to receive the 3G, 4G spectrum, and I'll be able to talk, or I'll be able to receive WhatsApp messages and all. So by surrendering, by prostrations, by salutations, what is that? I am forgoing my ego, unripened ego, and I am trying to merge my individual ego with the universal ego, and I am making myself fit physically and mentally so that I can receive the divine grace. I can be the best recipient of the divine grace. Now, Daya Swarupa, she is the embodiment of love and compassion or the mercy. This we can see there are ample of opportunities. Generally, in the devotees, there is a funny statement. Sri Ramakrishna is like a goldsmith. He always examines people, whether he is right, is genuine, and if so, then only he accepts. But in case of Holy Mother, it is not so. Whoever comes or surrenders, whoever comes and prays, she accepts everyone indiscriminatively. There's an interesting story. Once a lady, she was a prostitute, and she came to Dakshineshwar. Holy Mother was taking the food to Sri Ramakrishna. This lady approached Holy Mother, said, Mother, will you mind if I take the food today to Sri Ramakrishna? Holy Mother was well aware that about her character and all. Holy Mother said, no, my dear, you can serve Sri Ramakrishna. What is there wrong in that? She handed over the food to her, that lady, and Holy Mother went back to her residence, her Nahavat. There's a room, small room, tiny room where she used to live. Then that lady brought the food was served. Sri Ramakrishna was unable to take the food because he was such a pure, and his mind used to be always high. With the immoral character people, he can't touch most of the times. He can't take anything from them. That was the case most of the time. There are, of course, extreme, there are so many cases where Sri Ramakrishna had accepted from other people who are of immoral character. But generally it was not so. So that day also he was unable to take the food because of her wrong character. But he was gentle enough. He didn't tell anything, and he didn't raise his voice, and he didn't show his unhappiness also with her. And after the Sri Ramakrishna's food, this lady took the vessels and she cleaned the place, and she handed over the vessels and food, leftover food, to Holy Mother, and she thanked and she left. The night during dinner time, when Holy Mother brought maybe rice pudding or semolina payas, and with maybe just chapati or luchi or rice to Sri Ramakrishna, while taking the food, Sri Ramakrishna said, look, be aware with that lady. She is not of the good character. So if we mix too much with such type of people, there is a chance of polluting our mind also. So it is better we should not, mingle too much with such people. And kindly don't send food with her, because if you know that, because if such type of people who are of immoral character, wrong character, I can't receive the food. It is my, my drawback. You can say that. Holy Mother was listening to Sri Ramakrishna's conversation. And finally she said, Master, yes, I am aware that she is not of right character. Sri Ramakrishna took aback. What? Were you aware that she was a prostitute? Holy Mother nodded her head, yes. Then he said, my goodness. Then why did you send the food from her? You know that I can't take the food of such people. Holy Mother said, look, because when I was bringing the food, she requested me, so I sent the food. She also get blessed by serving the food to you. Sri Ramakrishna said, oh, okay, happened is happened. From today onwards, you promise me that you henceforth you will not send the food from such type of people. Holy Mother said, sorry, I can't do that. Sri Ramakrishna said, what? You can't? That means knowingly you will send the food with such type of people and I have to suffer? Holy Mother said, no, that is not the case. But whoever comes and addresses me as a mother, at that situation, and in that circumstances, I cannot hold myself. Because she came and addressed me as a mother, so I was bound to give the food. So similarly, tomorrow if someone comes and addresses me as a mother, and whatever they ask, then I will be bound to give. I can't hold myself. That is my drawback. That is my problem. So I can't promise you, because once I promise, I have to maintain the words. I have to keep the promise. Sri Ramakrishna understood, because she is a holy mother. Her nature is different than him, and he understood and he kept quiet. See, this is what? She was with full of compassion. And when the Ramakrishna monastery started in Baranagar in Calcutta, it was a haunted place. Most part of the building was dilapidated. Only 2 rooms were okay. In one room, it was made a shrine. In other room, they used to sleep and used to eat everything. And hardly they had a money. So only one set of clothes were there, good clothes. It used to be hanged on the wall. Whoever used to go out, they used to wear the clothes and go. Otherwise, most of them with a torn cloth or a lion cloth, they used to spend time. And 1 or 2 meals with just plain rice and some boiled vegetables or greens. Most of the time, they never had money even to purchase salt. And even the very basic necessities. A lot of poverty was there. Holy Mother was aware. Once she had been to Gaya. So Gaya is the pilgrimage and very holy place for Hindus and as well as Buddhists. Because there is a Lord Narayana, Vishnu's feet, that's why. And Buddha also meditated under the peepal tree and he got enlightened. That's why for Buddhists also, it is a pilgrimage, holy place. So when Holy Mother went to this Gaya, and she saw that a lot of Buddhist monks are there in the monasteries. Monasteries are doing well. They are well equipped and they don't have any problem for food and their livelihood, etc. When she saw the Buddhist monks' lifestyle and etc., there is no problem for their money, clothes or food or whatever. Then she prayed with tears, oh, dear Master, there are the youngsters who have renounced their life and they have come in search of you for the realization. They have surrendered at your feet. But I see they don't have food. They don't have proper clothing and all. So I pray so that let them have enough food today onwards. Let them have proper food and etc. Holy Mother prayed for the monks of the Ramakrishna order. And today we see more or less everywhere we have got enough food for us. I mean, for a simple meal and for a simple life, there is no dearth of it. And of course, sometimes there is an affluence also. All that why? Because of Holy Mother's prayer 100 years before or 120, 30 years before. Because of her prayer, we are getting enough food, clothes, shelter, everything. And again, the question may come, today also, even today also, can there be like this? Can we witness the grace of Holy Mother? Can we witness the grace of Sri Ramakrishna or any gods and goddesses are divine? I mean, there is a funny story. It is not funny, actually. I mean, it is an interesting story. Once, one monk had decided that he will be going, he will be going as an itinerant monk, and he will, he will try to spend his time in a solitude and doing more and more spiritual practices. And while walking in India, while walking quite a bit, he had walked, and that day he didn't get any food. He had not got any food, and he was tired, and just he was sleeping on the stone slab because of the tiredness, because of the lack of food. He thought, because there's a God's ways, today he may not get food. That's fine. When he gets enough rest, when he can walk, then he will continue his walking. Probably for some time he slept, and just a bus was passing by, and suddenly at that juncture itself, the bus got stopped. And that too, it is an interior village. Then how much ever they tried, they couldn't. Then afterwards they see there was a problem in the tire. Then the driver said, you have to get down, you have to wait. And some of us, we will try to go by nearby village and we get repaired this tire and we'll bring back and we'll fix it. Then only we can go. That may take 2 or 3 or 4 hours. You have to bear with us. Then people said, okay, then there is no other way. Okay. Then some of them had not finished their food. So some of them, they were searching the place. There is a tree and the stone slab. They came and they opened their food and they were about to eat. So in one corner of that stone pedestal on one stone slab on the corner, this monk is lying down, who was a Ramakrishna mission monk. Then when they were about to eat, they thought this monk is lying down, whether he has got food or not. And generally in India, the guests are treated as embodiment of gods. That's why any guest comes in the house, generally without feeding either tea, coffee, juice, or food, we don't send. And now they're about to eat. Someone is there, Babaji, that is a monk, and generally they leave on the arms. So they called him. Then he got up slowly, then asked, Reverend Sir, have you taken any food? He said, no, I didn't take any food. Then they asked, oh, is it? Okay, sorry to hear. Will you mind to share some food? We can share our food with you. Then the monk, he said, fine, it is a God's grace, mother's wish. And he took the food happily with all of them. And by the time, slowly, in due course of time, the tire got fixed, the problem got fixed. Then bus started going. It got on, and all of the passengers, they left, and the monk got up and he started. He proceeded. He started his journey. And in that juncture, in that interior village, there is no nearby any house, no village. And that monk had thought, probably today I have to go by fasting. But you see, the Holy Mother's grace, he prayed just Holy Mother probably, and he had slept. But even in the interior place, where there is no village, there is no home, there are no people, even at that juncture, the bus got stopped and the food was served for this monk. Then when the people left, with the tears, he prayed to Mother, Mother, again today, once more, I came to know that, I understood that you are here. Your grace is there. Your grace is protecting me like a shield, so that I need not to bother, I need not to worry so much about me. Daya Swarupam, she is the embodiment of compassion. When we take surrender at her, when we pray all our desires, either empirical desires, worldly desires, or spiritual desires. All things will be fulfilled. Only we should have that faith, and we should pray intensely, sincerely. Now, the next para. Snehena badnasi manosmadiyam. This is a wonderful line, actually. Our minds are bound by your nectar love. Doshan sheshan sagunika roshi. Removing our defects or converting our defects into the divine qualities, good qualities. Ahetu nanu dayase sadoshan. And it is such a interesting fact is that your mercy, if you showers on us, if you shower your mercy on us, then it's a great thing, and really it is an astonishing thing. Swanke gruhitva yadidam vichitram. To virtue changed our endless folly. So we will go in detail, then every word we will be able to understand. Ahetu nanu dayase sadosha. We are all bound by your nectar love. We are all bound by worldly love, by father, mother, children, parents, friends, or maybe relatives, all these things. But there, the tinge of selfishness will be there. The tinge of calculative things will be there. But in the divine love, all of them will not, none of them will be there. It will be devoid of all these, peculiarities or the limitedness. And when Holy Mother's grace and Holy Mother's love, Ramakrishna's love, or any prophets, saints, incarnations' love, when they falls on us, that is a love of nectar. It uplifts our body, it uplifts our mind, it uplifts our soul, and we will be blessed actually. And there is no equal to that divine love actually. Ahetu nanu dayase sadosha. We are all bound by your infinite love. So this is a great promising statement for all of us actually. When we are spiritual aspirants, when we are struggling, we have to face a lot of problems, lot of adverse circumstances, lot of challenges. Then our mind gets really boggled. So this line can give a lot of happiness. Ahetu nano dayase sadosha. Means our mind is feeling blissful, happy, calm, quiet, protective by your infinite love, divine love, nectar love. That's what we can see. Many times people do ask, Swami, we have not seen God. So without seeing him, how can we believe? How can we love? Yes, it is a difficult question. It is a really challenging question. But when we think bit, when we keep ourselves bit free, and when we just walk towards God one step, God walks 10 steps towards us. That's what even Master says, Sri Ramakrishna says. And there are so many examples, ample examples in Holy Mother's life, and in every saint's and prophet's life, where there are enough examples of this divine love, love of nectar. Once Holy Mother was preparing betel nut and betel leaf. In India, there is a habit of eating the betel nut and betel leaf after the food, or even in different times. Holy Mother was preparing that betel nut, betel leaf with a lime and with some spices. Some were prepared general and some are prepared special ones. A disciple observed this and he asked, Mother, I see that you are preparing ordinary betel leaves pan and some special pans also. Why? For whom these things? Holy Mother says, look, there are disciples already. Like there are people who have become my disciples already. For them, this is ordinary pan. Now, there are some new people who may become my disciples. For them, these are special paths. Why? Because already you have become my disciple. I need to give any special care for you. But the people who would like to become disciples, I have to give special care so that they will become disciples. Because of that, it is not that I am blessed, I get something. No, because of that, they will be blessed. So here, it is not of calculation. It is not of ordinary selfishness. It is of a divine love. So let everyone be the recipient of my divine love, of my love, so that their life will be blessed. This is out of compassion, out of mercy. It is not out of selfishness. That's what we have to understand. And ahetu nano dayase sadoshan. This is a very promising statement actually for the spiritual aspirant. One young boy used to come to Holy Mother often. Once, unfortunately, there was a cholera. So this is a story between like 120, 30 years. During those times, there were no well medicines about for cholera, tuberculosis and all. So some medicines were there and it was given, but unfortunately the cholera was unable to, the medicines were of no avail. Then slowly, this young man's health got deteriorated. Holy Mother was naturally concerned. One day, he said to the devotees, look, you take that young boy's body at the bank of Ganges, because today will be his last day. They went and they informed that boy also. They took on the cart. His body was laid on the cart, and he was of course breathing, but he was weak, and he was taken to the bank of Ganges. In India, and especially in the Bengal and northern part of India also, there is a strong faith, belief, that one who leaves their mortal coil on the bank of Ganges, they will get liberation. Or one who dies in the Kashi, Banaras, they will get liberation, emancipation. So he was taken. Swami Trigunatitanji, an apostle of Sri Ramakrishna also, he went along with a young boy, along with a group of devotees. Then their Ganges soil was there. So the Ganges soil was about to apply on his body, this boy's body, before giving a bath. Then before that, Swami Trigunatitanji wrote Jaima Kali or Jaima Durga, something he wrote. And he was about to take that soil, Ganges soil, to apply on the body of this young boy. The young boy asked, Maharaj, what did you write there? He said, oh, Jaima Kali, Jaima Durga, like that I have written. Then this young boy said, Maharaj, if you don't mind, will you rub it? Can you rub it off? Trigunatitanji felt very unusual and astonishing. But anyhow, this young boy, since he's saying, he rubbed. Then this young boy requested, Maharaj, will you kindly write for me, for my sake, Jaima Sharada? Trigunatitanji, who was again ardent disciple of Holy Mother Sharda Devi, who built the first Hindu temple in the West, that is in the USA. He served, he stayed till his breath in the USA, in the New York or Chicago. So then he wrote Jaima Sharda. Then this boy told, no, if you want, you can apply that Ganges mud on me. And you uttering the word Jaima Sharda, he left his mortal coil. You see, what a unflinching devotion, unflinching faith he had on the mother, Holy Mother Sharda Devi. Now the logic may come. Is the Mother Kali and Holy Mother is different? No, both are one and same. Is the Mother Durga and Holy Mother Sharda Devi different? No, one and the same. But he had so much faith in the Holy Mother. So Holy Mother is enough for me. She is the savior of me. So that unflinching devotion, this is called Eka Devata Upasana. Holding on to one God and going on. Progressing in spiritual life. We respect all gods. We revere all gods. We don't hate anyone. But I will take one God as my chosen deity, Ishtadeva, Devata, and I will proceed in my spiritual life. Just like we take one path to reach a goal. So, uttering the mother's name, he passed away. So, when we start loving God, what happens? This is what happens. He had such an unflinching devotion, faith, Shraddha at the mother, in the mother. This is what we have to do. So when we start enjoying that divine bliss, when we start experiencing the divine nectar, then nothing is required for us. For the life existence, we need food, clothes, shelter. That is different. but I don't seek anything, or my mind stops craving anything. This is what I mean to say. See, he was about to die, he never cared, and just he said, he remembered Holy Mother Sharda Devi, and he was so happy, and he left his mortal God. So he was the recipient of the divine grace. He was the recipient of that love, divine love, the nectar's love. And very interestingly, once Sister Nivedita, she was in US, and I think Sarabol, one of the disciple of Swami Vivekananda, her health was not good. So as a result, Sister Nivedita went to a church on Sunday for the prayers, and she was sitting in the prayer. And I mean, personally, she was also praying for Madonna. That is for Mother Mary. We all know that. For Mother Mary, she was praying that, oh Mother, please bless. Please have a mercy and be compassionate on Sarah Bull, so that let her be healthy, let her disease get cured and all. But when she started praying in the place of Mother Mary, she started seeing Holy Mother Shri Sharda Devi herself. In the place of Mother Mary, she started feeling and she started seeing and she started experiencing Holy Mother Shri Sharda Devi. Then tears rolled down, and afterwards she came back, and slowly Sarabul recovered her health. And afterwards, and the Sister Nivedita, she writes a letter to Holy Mother Shri Sharda. Mother, Sarabul's health was not good. Then I went to church to pray to Mother Mary. But interestingly, when I started prayer, in no time, I started seeing you wearing a white sari with a thin red border, white sari. You were standing with a smile, with a grace, with a compassion, with the blessings. I saw, and tears rolled down. Of course, you are none other than Mother Mary, isn't it? So please have your mercy on us. Please bless us. So this was the Sister Nivedita's experience when she went to a church in a USA to pray for the Sarabul's health. So, see, when your mind is bound by the divine love, divine nectar of love, then what happens? These are the few examples we can think. Then, ahetu nanu dayase sadoshan swanke gruhitva yadidam vichitram. Your divine grace, your compassion is something really marvelous. It is beyond imagination. And it is actually a miracle also. Why? Because there is no limit. It is beyond logic, beyond cause and effect. And what happens? Doshan sheshan saguni karoshi. When we surrender at you, when your grace falls on us, then what happens? All our defects become strength. All our defects get converted into strength. All our vices, all our wrong ideas, wrong notions, wrong thoughts will be converted into virtues. So please have mercy on us. How this is possible now? When you surrender at the feet of the Lord, when you cultivate devotion, all your drawbacks will be converted into your strength. Thinking more and more about the self, thinking more and more about the consciousness, thinking more and more about the divinity, then what happens? Slowly, from body consciousness, we will be thinking, we'll start feeling and experiencing that I am neither the body, nor the mind, nor the thoughts, nor the emotions. I am that infinite spirit, infinite consciousness, where the weapon cannot destroy me, air cannot dry, water cannot wet, none can pierce me, none can destroy me, nothing can destroy me. So thinking more and more deeply, feeling more and more, that what happens? Then all our vice qualities will be converted into virtues. From demonic quality, from instincts, will become righteous people, gentle people, real human beings. Otherwise, having with a good thoughts, good feelings, by doing good work, this is called abhyasa, practice. What is practice? What practice we should do? good timetable we should have, good routine, practicing good qualities, practicing good thoughts, good feelings, good emotions, good work, good conduct. All these things brings what? Good character, good personality. It becomes good. Then we will become good. So all our wrong things will be converted into good things. Weapon is same, but how do you use it is very important. For an example, there is a knife. With the knife, one can chop the vegetables. Someone may cut the fruits, and someone may use the same knife to kill someone. So is it the mistake of the knife? No, the person who is handling, who is using that. So with this divine grace, without much difficulty, all our defects can be translated into virtues. How? By thinking her. Why? Because she is the embodiment of the divinity. She is the embodiment of purity. Pavitram charitam yasya, pavitram jivanam tata. Her life, her conduct, her character, her personality was with full of, positivity, with full of divinity, and with full of purity. So by thinking her, by meditating on her, by studying her life, and by, by practicing, by incorporating her advice or teachings, one can be righteous person. One can be a virtuous person. And also more than that, she is the ruler of this Maya. She's the ruler of this world. When we surrender her, then all our desires, all our shortcomings, everything can be taken care by her, isn't it? For example, in Tantra Shastra, it is said, when we keep on meditating, the Kundalini Shakti gets aroused. Then what happens? Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, Rudra Granthi, these three psychological knots will be unfurled, untied. Then what happens? Then the Kundalini Shakti goes to Sahasrara, to the tip of the head, and it merges, and we experience the truth. Nirvikalpa Samadhi we attain. And when this Maya Disha, Maya Shakti, when her grace happens, then that is only possible. Ahetu nanu dayase sadosham. How wonderful your mercy. Because it is beyond all logics. As already I told, if you help, I will also help. If you don't care, I don't care. So all of our worldly love, worldly transactions, worldly relationships, all depend on cause and effect. Calculations. What do I get? How do I get from what do I get? So all these calculations are involved. But in her life, but in her relationship, our relationship with her, no such calculations are there. It is beyond all calculations. It is all beyond logic. It is beyond all causations. That's why how wonderful your mercy is. Probably just I was telling in the beginning of the lecture, the story of the prostitute. Just because she addressed Holy Mother as mother, that's why she didn't bother about her. She didn't think about her wrong character. Just she gave the food, and she was instrumental and to get the service of Sri Ramakrishna. Otherwise, probably prostitute would have got the chance serving Sri Ramakrishna. Like that, there are so many ample examples where we come across that her grace is very infinite. I think there is one more very interesting story. Arumugam, he was in a Bangalore, India, southern part of India, and he was a boy. When Holy Mother in 1911 around, when Holy Mother visited southern part of India, she also visited Bangalore. And she stayed in the Bangalore mutt itself, and in the shrine she was staying. And one young boy, small boy actually, probably age of 12 or 14, he came and he was standing in front of the gate, and he was just prostrating and saluting, and he was just staying. For some time, Holy Mother observed. And through the disciples, she made an inquiry with the local devotees, why is not coming inside? What does he want? The local devotees said, he belongs to the lower caste. So generally, they are not encouraged to come inside. That's why he's not coming. But Holy Mother said, no, we don't maintain any caste, any race, any religion. Everyone is welcome. I accept everyone. Sri Ramakrishna accepts everyone. Then why is this? Then they said, yes, mother, but the local custom is like that. Generally, they don't come inside, so he's not coming. By this, Holy Mother also understood that even these local devotees are also not really happy if he comes inside. So at the same time, she didn't want to hurt their local sentiments also. She was careful enough. She asked, okay, why should not he come inside? They said, well, they don't take bath properly, they don't maintain hygiene, cleanliness, all these things. So that is one of the reasons generally we don't encourage. Our people don't encourage them. Holy Mother said, fine. Then you tell tomorrow, let him take a bath. That doesn't mean that whether he has taken bath today or not, but tomorrow let him take a bath, let him wear fresh clothes and let him come. Then I shall accept. Then I shall talk with him. Then she said, okay, I think there will be no problem for you, isn't it? She inquired with the local devotees. Local devotees were unable to say anything else because she's telling that let him, that student or the boy come with a cleanliness, with a fresh cloth and with after a bath. They had to kneel down, they had to say, yeah. Then Holy Mother said, fine, better you go and inform that boy. Then the local devotees informed that boy. Boy was very happy. Tears rolled down on his cheeks. It was a jackpot for him. From there itself, he rolled down on the ground and he paid his respects and he went back to his house. Next day, he came with the fresh clothes and after a bath, and he came inside ashram, and the room where Holy Mother was staying, the Arumugam came there, and astonishingly, she welcomed him with love and care, and she touched his chin and she showed her love and affection. And afterwards, she said, look, I've got some leg pain and knee pain. Take this oil and will you massage my legs and feet? See, Holy Mother, Universal Mother herself is giving this boy the chance of serving. Monks, brahmacharis and devotees, they used to be in queue and they used to be waiting to serve the Holy Mother. And in this boy case, Holy Mother herself is asking. And again, you can imagine that boy, how happy he would have been. He said yes, and he feels blessed, and he started massaging. Probably Holy Mother also taught how to do all these things, and he did it. And while doing the massage of the Holy Mother, a devotee came, and he is from a wealthy family. Maybe he belonged to upper class family. And with the devotion, he approached Holy Mother and he requested, Mother, tomorrow kindly be gracious on us and you should come to our house and you should accept our hospitality. Holy Mother said, well, I don't have any problem. Definitely I will come, but there is one condition. Then the devotee said, please let me know, Mother. I shall try my best to fulfill the condition. Then she said, okay, see this boy will come with me tomorrow. You should allow him to come to enter your house. The person took a walk. But now, if he says no, then Holy Mother may not come. Then finally he had to succumb and he said, okay, Mother, as your wish. Then that Holy Mother said, look, tomorrow you come on such a time so that you can come along with me. He nodded his head, and afterwards he was given good food, fruits and sweets, and that boy went back to his home. Next day, along with Holy Mother, this Arumugam also came to that wealthy person's house. He entered, upper class family, but everyone kept quiet because of Holy Mother's intervention. Then after a small program, then food was about to be served. Now, the food was served to Holy Mother first. But generally, she never used to like, because she felt that the children should eat first, then only mother can eat. But the tradition is until otherwise the guest eat, we can't eat. Then Holy Mother used to take a small portion of food, and afterwards the food was distributed as a prasad. Holy Mother took initially little once a morsel of food, and afterwards the food was given to this boy, and she asked by this Arumugam young boy that you distribute this prasad to everyone. Now he started serving everyone. Now everyone had to take the prasad and they had to eat. Initially, some were happy, some were neutral, some were feeling unhappy or a little uneasiness. But now Holy Mother has said, it is a prasad, we can't do anything, and they had to accept. And they accepted it. So Arumugam's that dignity was restored. And is also one of the best example for Yuga Dharma Patri. The racism, the disparity, discrimination in the name of religion, in the name of caste, in the name of race, skin color, all these things we find in every religion, in every culture, in every civilizations. Now the prophets, they try to remove all these barriers. Now Holy Mother herself also removed all this barrier. If a person is clean, if a person is hygiene, if a person is pure, that is more than enough. So Arugomam was also recipient of this grace. And not only that, he received a mantra diksha, he received the spiritual instructions from the Holy Mother Sharda Devi. Later, he used to express. And afterwards, he was an engineer probably, or he was working in a hydroelectric project, and he was well settled also. And in the forthcoming days, when he was retired also, when some of the monks met him, he said, today, whatever I have, either spiritual progress and externally the worldly comforts, whatever I have got, everything is because of the Holy Mother's grace. Her grace is infinite. When he used to explain that, tears used to roll down, even after so many years or after a few decades. Ahetunano dayase sadosha. So there is no limit. There is no boundary. There can be no logic about her grace. It is very miracle even sometimes. It is beyond logic, beyond our understandings. And also, Swanke Gruhitva Yedam Vichitram. It is really a miracle. Even once, I think, apostles of Sri Ramakrishna, like Swami Brahmananji, Swami Shivanandaji, Swami Premananji, they were discussing. And while discussing, once they were saying that, among them, like, they all know that because once you give initiation, mantra diksha, you will receive some of the sins of the disciple. So when really some sinners used to come, they used to reject. And all these rejected people used to go to Holy Mother. Holy Mother used to accept. And it is not that nothing used to happen. When they touch the feet of the Holy Mother, she used to feel the burning pain. She used to go after their leaving. She used to go and she used to pour the Ganges water on her feet and legs again and again. Why? Because so much burning power she used to feel. But still, she used to accept such people. So referring to this, the three apostles they were discussing said, see, this type of grace, infinite grace, unfathomable grace, only can be there in the Holy Mother. She's accepting anyone and everyone. Her door is open for everyone. Blessed are the people who receive this grace, divine grace, Holy Mother's grace. And she's a great person where she can accept anyone and everyone. If probably we accept such people, such sinners, probably we get burned because of that sins. But Holy Mother can digest all that because she is Adi Shakti. She is a universal mother. She is the primordial power. So Swanke Gruhitva Yadidam Vichitram. Her infinite grace indeed is a real wonder. And even today we have come to spiritual life. We have come at the feet of the divine. All these things are really great wonders. It is not that we have done great tapasya, great austerities like some monks or some great spiritual aspirants they have done. Most of us were all very ordinary mortals, common mortals. But still, a lot of things we have got, either materialistically or spiritually. Why? Because of our grace, of our compassion, because of our love. The more and more we feel this, then what happens? We will be happy. We will be blissful. And there will be no complaints. And we can proceed in our life, either in the materialistic life or spiritual life. Many times we forget whatever we have got and we keep on thinking about whatever we don't have and we keep on crying, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, all these things. So these are the few verses when we remember, we'll be able to understand how we are blessed and how we can further progress in our life because we have taken the shelter at such great people. So may Holy Mother bless all of us and make us aware of this, her infinite grace, so that we can live the life of happiness, peace, and let us have that faith, unflinching faith and devotion at her lotus feet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.